the wind keep blowing, let the waves keep rolling, let the waters wash over me. Let the wind keep blowing, let the waves. Turn around, walk backwards is about surfing the waves of life, sailing through the storm, dancing in the rain. Yeah, you get the idea. The song is about continuing your path despite the obstacles which inevitably come. As the title says, it's really about like looking back, still moving forwards, you know, like the Sankofa bird. And so yeah, looking backwards to see your progress, how far you've come, and then also like growing and moving on, growing more resilient, ideally becoming wiser. Yeah, definitely in this song you can also hear like my water affinity. Yeah, so far I didn't talk so much about it, but there's like something called La Settima Ola, which is like the seventh wave, and it does not necessarily apply to like ocean waves which travel in sets of 7 or something. But for me, the idea of the seventh wave really relates more to like the 7-year cycles that we're all going through. Like every 7 years, like our body cells completely renew themselves. This might not or might have something to do with like the 7-year itch in a relationship, but for me personally it's really about like how my body is changing, you know, like these 7-year cycles, they're definitely real for me. And I'm also like not saying that it has to like necessarily start when you're like when you're born, when you're 7, when you're 14, 21. No, for me like the turning points, for example, that were more like at 4, 11, 18, 25 when I moved to the island. Yeah, so that's also what the song is about for me. It's like really letting these waves wash over me, you know. And with like so many things, there's always like a deeper meaning, or most of the time. So that's the deeper meaning of it, actually. How was it written? It was written on the beach, and I was actually really like turning around, walking backwards, seeing my footprints in the sand. So like the lyrics are really not that much invented. And for those who know where it is, it was Playa, one of the most beautiful places in the world. And then it was also written in Berlin and London. Well, there's actually 2 versions of the song. So there's also 2 videos. Oh my goodness, there's 2 videos. And until now, like none of them got released so far. Now there are, but really like honest, and I think everybody wants me to be honest, I didn't release these videos because I was really just insecure. Like I wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do. Yeah, so like there are 2 versions of the song. One is more like meditative, where I just repeat the chorus a lot. And the other has like a more like traditional song structure to it and like arrangement. One day! So like we recorded like the earlier version, which is more like chill, with a friend of mine on the island. He's playing guitar. And we actually just kind of jammed along, you know. My mom said, this is the best version, like it sounds much fresher, like more innocent, more original. Also Sade said, stay true to the original tune. And in the video, it was just me and my friend, you know, he was just holding the GoPro. And I'm just like dancing along, lip syncing, you know, and in the end he's so surprised, like, wow, you can really do that, you know. Very, very simple. And the other version, like the official like album version song, the shoot for the video was more complex, you know. There was like so many more people involved, friends and friends of friends, and with all the people we shot everything in one day, which is like a massive undertaking. So hot, you know? So you know, everybody's out there in the midday sun, and we're shooting like the village scenes, and then we go on to the beach, and then we shoot more, so it's just like hours and hours. But I think like everybody did such an awesome job. Like I'm just so happy, you know. Then we also did the desert shots, and we did the shots with the mesmerizing mermaid. Like for me, that was just actually one of the best parts. Actually, like she did such a like tremendous like magical performance, and I'm just so grateful for that. You know, yeah, I love it. I think it's so cool. But I have to apologize to everyone because it took me so long to release it. Like, and I felt bad because of it. Like, I guess one of the biggest like lessons that I learned in this whole like process as a DIY, like indie artist, like never compare yourself to big productions. Like that's what I learned. Maybe I had listened to too much advice, and the advice was also like well meant, you know, but I was just comparing myself constantly and my work. And then of course self-doubt starts creeping in, and that just stunts your growth, your self-confidence, your creativity, and you know, you're just so inhibited, you know. And I realized that after like so many trials and errors, my idea of perfection is just like inhibiting me. It's like, why don't I just release these videos? Like there's so much like great energy in it. I mean, some people, and it was well intentioned, like I understood it this way. They said, maybe it doesn't look like super professional, you know. I'm just like sitting at home and I'm like, oh, but what if it's wrong? I cannot release it. I know that the advice was like well intentioned, but for me in the end, I realized that like I cannot be like overly concerned with everybody else in a way, because I just have to accept really and embrace where I am at this moment in time, like which level I'm on, you know, and just really embrace it, and also accept that it's a process, you know, and that's just part of the journey. And then just release it, share it with other people. And I guess that's the interesting thing really, because the song is about like turning around, walking backwards, and then keep moving on, you know. So this is like applied philosophy right here, you know. This is what I learned from like my own song. I'm definitely relieved that the songs eventually saw the light of day, and I know I'm not perfect. I just hope that you also like the final result.
As a river, your body is a boat. You rise